The Hummer. Powerful, strong, and with a cult following, but also quite pretentious. An eloquent scream of senseless impracticality. One rarely sees Hummers on our streets. No wonder. Both the design and maintenance costs are that of an armored tank. But the Hummer World Run, the first worldwide meeting of these exotic specimens, is scheduled to take place in Zorneding near Munich, and is expected to attract 200 SUV monsters from all over the globe. Roland Parch is a sports utility vehicle expert and knows well the fascination that is aroused by this car. The Hummer is already an American classic car. It was used in the Desert Wars. It was planned as a military vehicle. Nowadays, it is the warhorse of American off-road vehicles. Even the original version, Hummer H1, the original military vehicle, is well represented. The fact that they look military is immediately obvious. The fact that they do their duty admirably is demonstrated on the off-road course. Ask yourself, how extrovert must a driver be in order to own such a car? Normal people as well as VIPs rent this car, as do a lot of companies, which use it as a shuttle car or off-road vehicle. You can't describe the group of buyers because there is a great difference between all of the people. Horst Zechner and Harold Käfer have come more than 400 kilometers to put their dream car to the ultimate test. On first sight, the Hummer is unique, boxy, glamour even, a distinctive car. In a Hummer, you will be assumed to be a macho. At the Hummer World Run, it strikes us that no two cars are alike. Tweaking, alterations, high riders, low riders, up to 30-inch rims and so forth. In the Hummer scene, it appears that almost nothing is ruled out. The latest trend on the Hummer circuit, Hummer stretch limos. No matter whether H1 or H2, the main point is that this car is remarkable. The longer the better. Size does matter. The fact that these awkward monsters have nothing more to do with original cross-country vehicles doesn't seem to bother anyone. Over 12,000 fans enthused by off-road vehicles visit the Hummer World Run. Hundreds travel more than 2 days simply for the opportunity to be driven in such a monster through the terrain, or perhaps to have the chance to even drive one themselves. In the past, whoever wanted to drive a Hummer had to join the US Army, as at the time they were the only Hummer sellers. Today it's much easier. Numerous dealers exist in Germany to help with the realization of every macho's dream. Sufficient funding required. The name Hummer grew over time. Initially, the US Army called the versatile off-road vehicle by the long-winded and awkward name of High Mobility Multi-Purpose Wheeled Vehicle. From this military designation, the soldiers nicknamed it Humvee. Finally, it evolved to Hummer. The vehicle started being delivered to the US Army in the early 1980s. Civilian use was by no means the original intention of the Hummer. The boom came along with the models H2 and H3. They were roadworthy, even for Europe, not like the H1, which wasn't fit for parking in the cities. A cure for a sick Hummer is cost-intensive and has not yet been assumed by any insurance company. The organizer is responsible for the recovery of the stranded off-road vehicles. Even for a Hummer, there are limits as to what can be achieved. Some people overestimate the Hummer. The reliability of an H1 is not all that good. The generation H2 and H3 are normal off-road vehicles like a Toyota or a Land Rover and are on a similar level. Supernatural powers they do not possess.
Liegen auf einem ähnlichen Level. Also man darf sie nicht überschätzen. Sie sehen sehr urig aus, aber liegen auf dem gleichen Level wie die anderen auch.
Furthermore, it is the case with most Hummers, and with almost all other SUVs, they'll be driven for 99% of the time on streets and highways. But no other cross-country vehicle hits the streets like a Hummer, and when about 200 of them circle the state capital of Munich in convoy, one can honestly say that it's a truly memorable picture. Horst Zechner and Harold Käfer, two Austrian Hummer fans, don't ride in the parade, but prefer to play a little longer in the gravel pit with the borrowed Hummer. The cult is going to continue because the new H3 is now available as a diesel, and the H2 will come with a 6.6-liter motor. The people will love it. Even if this seems exaggerated, the first worldwide Hummer meeting has proven that this controversial, almost accidentally created car marque apparently does indeed have a future.